Hi, everyone. This is Aaron, and you are listening to Walnut Notes, the official podcast for the members and friends of FCBC Walnut. I'm here with Joyce Ho, and she recently served as a high school counselor at our church-wide retreat. So, Joyce, I wanted to ask you, why did you want to serve as a retreat counselor? How was your experience serving as a retreat counselor? And what do you hope to happen now that the retreat is over?
I wanted to serve as a retreat counselor because I've been a Friday night youth counselor to the same group of girls for about 2 years now, and each year they always ask me, "Are you going to counsel at youth retreat?" They ask me this because they recognize that youth retreat is a really special time of the year for the youth. Youth retreat is when the youth of the church come together and basically choose to remove themselves from their daily lives and distractions. So this could be school, extracurriculars, social media, watching TV, playing video games. They choose to remove themselves from these distractions in order to seek God together as one church body. They look forward to growing closer as brothers and sisters and to being reminded, renewed, and challenged in the gospel as it's preached. I think with church retreats in general, we all will look forward to them with a certain anticipation for what God is going to reveal to us or for how we're going to be stretched and challenged. And I know church retreat to be a time in which we commit to seeking God together in an intentional and focused manner, taking a step back from our daily routines. So I wanted to serve as a counselor because I just wanted to be part of this experience. I wanted to not only grow closer to the youth, but to also witness the work of the Holy Spirit during this special time in their lives. This serves as an encouragement to myself as I'm also reminded of the power of the gospel as I see God work in the lives of other people. It's amazing to see how the gospel is transforming the lives of the youth as they mature and come to an understanding of what it is to be a Christ follower, specifically in this day and age. My experience serving as a retreat counselor was overall tiring and joyful. It was a lot of running around and making sure that everyone was where they were supposed to be, that they had everything they needed, and also just trying to make sure that no one person was left out at any point. On one of the mornings, some of my girls locked themselves out of their room while brushing their teeth down the hall. So as a counselor, I, of course, took pictures of them and made fun of them, but also stayed with them and waited with them for the housing office to open so that they could go change and go to breakfast. So there are a lot of logistical responsibilities to deal with, such as that. But in all of it, it was just a joy to serve because in these moments, I got to spend more time with my girls and to get to know them in a way that's very different from just seeing them at church. And these moments end up being really fun memories that we can all look back on and laugh about, and they bond us together. We got to stay up and eat snacks and play games into the late night or early morning. We found couches in a random hallway on campus and just sat and talked about things that are going on in our lives. We also talked about questions and thoughts that we have about things like worship, family, friendships, relationships. As we experienced life together from early morning till late at night, we bonded over our experiences, and I felt like walls were starting to come down, and then these raw thoughts, feelings, and questions just started to come out naturally. With church retreat, there's something about living under one roof and sharing space together and sharing meals with one another that's just very expressive of what it is to be a family of Christ, to be a true fellowship of brothers and sisters doing life together and seeking God together. And that's what I hope will continue now that retreat is over. I hope that the sense of unity and fellowship that was fostered by spending an entire weekend together will continue in the way that we worship and serve together at church. I also hope that the real and raw spiritual conversations that happened at retreat will not just be part of some spiritual high, but that we would remember that the work that God did at retreat was real, and that we would continue to seek his face with the same purpose and focus. And I hope that we would continue to ask him to grow our faith and to change us to be more holy at our church in Walnut and in our everyday lives.
Thanks, Joyce, and thank you everyone for listening to our podcasts here at FCBC Walnut. Don't forget that you can get all of the episodes of Walnut Notes delivered via YouTube and Spotify and your favorite podcast player. Just search for FCBC Walnut. And for more resources, visit our church website at fcbcwalnut.org. Thanks. See you soon.